She pulled into the driveway that evening expecting the usual. Porch light glowing, my Silverado parked out front, the low murmur of the TV drifting through the open window. Instead, she was greeted by a stillness so thick it felt like the house was holding its breath. No work boots by the door. No keys in the bowl. Not even the faint trace of the cedar and citrus cologne that always clung to the hallway. Emily stood frozen on the doorstep, one hand still on the knob, waiting for her eyes to adjust to the dark, waiting for something, anything to feel normal. But normal was gone. Every single thing that had ever belonged to me had vanished, as if the past 6 years had been a dream she was finally waking up from. She whispered my name. Once, then again, her voice cracking with the kind of confusion that turns your stomach inside out. At first she probably thought I just stepped out. Maybe grabbed milk or gone for a drive to clear my head like I used to when things got heavy. But my truck wasn't in the driveway. And when she flipped on the living room light, the first thing that hit her wasn't the quiet. It was the empty spot on the console table where my favorite photo of us used to sit. Then the bare shelf where my books had lived. Then the blank wall where my dad's old army commendation had hung since the day we moved in. That's when her breath caught. Because this wasn't random. This was deliberate. She set her purse down like it might explode if she moved too fast. The house looked curated. Every remaining item was hers and only hers. Someone had surgically removed me from her world without leaving a single scar on the surroundings. And that someone was me. She drifted into our bedroom next. And if the silence hadn't already crushed her, it finished the job there. My side of the closet stood empty. My dresser drawers gaped open and bare. The stainless steel watch she gave me on our 2nd anniversary? Gone. The brown leather belt she swore made me look like I actually had my life together? Gone. Even the little love notes she used to tuck into my lunch in the early days, the ones she thought I threw away, I'd kept every single one. I took those too. But the bed is what really broke her. Fresh sheets perfectly tucked. Her pillow fluffed and centered. My pillow simply missing. The space beside her cold and untouched. Like no one had ever slept there at all. She sank onto the edge of the mattress, hands over her mouth, whispering, "No, no, no, no." Because right then she understood. I didn't leave in a fit of rage. I left with absolute clarity. It didn't happen in one explosive fight. It happened across 1,000 tiny moments. The way she laughed just a little too brightly at her boss's stories at company parties. The way her eyes flicked to her phone more often than they landed on me. The way she rolled her eyes and said, "Don't be so dramatic, Ethan." Every time I tried to tell her something felt off. It happened the night she came home smelling like a cologne I didn't own. And it crystallized 3 nights ago when she slipped into a black dress she hadn't worn for me in years and said, "It's just dinner with Derek from work. Stop being insecure." She came home that night with a glow that had nothing to do with me. When I asked how it went, she didn't even look up from her phone. Relax. It was nothing. Nothing. That single word burned hotter than any screaming match ever could. So I didn't yell. I didn't demand answers. I didn't beg. I just watched her slowly, effortlessly push me into the background of her own life. And one day I woke up and realized she was already living without me. All I did was make it official. While she was out tonight laughing at someone else's jokes, I packed. Quietly. Calmly. Methodically. No slammed doors. No angry note. I didn't even take the wedding band she only remembered to wear when someone might notice it was missing. I simply disappeared. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Back in that empty house, panic finally won. She tore through every drawer, every cabinet, the laundry hamper, even behind the shower curtain. Like maybe this was some sick prank. But you can't find what's already gone. Her hands shook as she grabbed her phone. She called me first. It rang once, then straight to voicemail. Not blocked, just a number that no longer existed because I'd canceled the family plan that afternoon. No new texts. No explanation she could twist. Just silence. And for someone like Emily, silence is the loudest punishment of all. She paced into the kitchen and noticed my favorite coffee mug was missing. The chipped blue one I used every morning even after she stopped making coffee for 2. My cast iron skillet? Gone. The bottle of Blanton's I kept above the fridge? Gone. She yanked open the refrigerator expecting something. Anything. Instead she found only the food she liked. Not a single one of mine remained. That's when she slid down the cabinets and sat on the cold tile floor, palms pressed to her eyes, and cried. Not because she lost me, but because she never thought I'd be the one to leave. She always assumed I'd fight, that I'd cling, that I'd explode or beg or demand the old version of her back. She never understood that men like me don't explode. We just fade. Quietly. Completely. And when we finally go, we don't leave a mess behind. We leave a void. Meanwhile, 45 minutes away in a clean little motel off I-65 in Franklin, Tennessee, I sat on the edge of a stiff bed with my duffel bag at my feet. Basic room. Quiet. A small TV I wasn't watching. A window looking out over a half-empty parking lot lit by buzzing orange lights. Nothing fancy. But for the first time in years I could breathe all the way down to the bottom of my lungs. I wasn't angry. I wasn't destroyed. I was just free. I scrolled through apartment listings I could easily afford on my own, because she never knew how much I'd saved. She liked the vacations and the nice dinners and the little luxuries that came with dating a responsible guy, but she never asked about the accounts that were only in my name. She also never knew the lease on the house was only in my name, or that I'd already spoken to the landlord that morning. By tomorrow she'll get an email, not from me, but from the property management company, politely informing her she has 30 days to vacate the premises. Not revenge. Just consequences. She had dinner with her boss tonight. She flirted. She laughed. She forgot the man who loved her more than life. She planted seeds in the wrong garden. I simply stopped watering it. And now, for the first time in a long time, I get to decide what grows next.